Okay, welcome everyone to Happy Hormones. My name's Lori Lockyer and this is Lachelle Prouty. And we are excited to talk about this topic, which is something that we all deal with. And hormones are something that we have to think about managing. And Lachelle has a great, what's the analogy?
Oh, yeah.
that she's going to be sharing with you a little bit later about estrogen dominance. But the other thing that we want to do today, there's two, one brand new book and another one that recently came out on this topic that we really want to highlight and I recommend really highly. So again, we're going to go into talking about hormones, and the whole idea is that when we have declining hormones or fluctuating hormones, they really clash when we have stress, environmental toxins, and this could be in your house, externally, digestive distress, and all of those, that clash of those external things going on with our hormones doing this, up and down thing. It leads to hot flashes, weight gain, brain fog, low libido, irritability, fatigue, and sleep issues. And so if we get to the root of really what's causing those things to happen, then all those symptoms will, either drastically reduce or completely go away. So we really want to talk about that because I really feel like getting to the root is our goal, and not to go on medication unless necessary. So there are some times that medications are necessary, and but if we can look at the root. So I'm going to be talking about, whoops, I have to go this way. Everything's backwards. So my good friend, Dr. Marissa Snyder, just came out with this book, The Essential Oils Menopause Solution. And it is a way to alleviate your symptoms, reclaim your energy, sleep, sex drive, and metabolism. So Dr. Marissa, she's a very known, well-published author. She has lots of other books, but I really, really like this one. And we're going to be sharing a little bit from this one. And then also, do you want to grab?
Yes, this is Overcoming Estrogen Dominance. And the author's name is Magdalena Wizalaki.
Yes.
But this is a great book. We're going to go through some information in here too.
Yeah, and both of them have really good recipes. Marissa, of course, has essential oil blends for different things. She even has her 21-day program. Lachelle and I did her 14-day program, and it was life-changing. It was amazing. And it wasn't that difficult. So many things that we did in that I'm still doing today. So it was, but I did. It was amazing to feel a shift in just by tweaking our diet and using some different oils that I had used but never thought of using them this way or as often. So that was really interesting. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to share a slide presentation, and let's go ahead and get into that now. Lachelle's running the computer. So you can go to slideshow. Okay. And start. There we go. And then just click or it's down there. There we go.
All right.
Okay. So these are some of the things we're going to cover. Again, we're going to talk about how to rebalance your hormones fast. And with essential oils, you can literally do that in about 5 to 10 seconds, especially when you have a lot of cortisol and stress. Losing stubborn weight, that is another thing that comes with perimenopause and menopause, and how we can help with that. recipes for exhaustion. And it was interesting, cravings, cravings sometimes come with stress, but being prepared when they come is definitely something that makes it a lot easier when they do come. And definitely relying less on caffeine and sugar. It has been, I think, over a year for me now that I have not had any caffeine, and I do not miss it at all. And sugar, very, very little. So, and then we'll talk about navigating hormone fluctuations, and self-care, which is always, always, always important. So I just want to touch on emotion, because what we are thinking affects our body. So I really want you to be mindful of your thoughts. And there's times that are caused, it's justified, that you can get upset, or there's going to be emotions that are going to come through with things that happen in life. But, again, emotions are energy in motion. And when we have those, again, our amygdala, part of our brain, is making a little peptide that is going to some part of our body. And depending on that emotion, it's either upgrading that cell or that part of the body, or it's degrading. And over time, has an effect that could be positive or negative. So we want to think about that. Tears are important, and I want to encourage you, when tears need to flow, to let them flow. Tears have hormones in them, and a lot of times when we have too much of one hormone, we will cry. And you want to get those hormones out. So holding back tears is not helpful at all for your body. And if you ever taste your tears, they will taste different, because depending on what what hormones are coming out. If you've ever been in a situation where you worked really hard for something, and then this event finally happens, and then afterwards you just cry because you've accumulated so much cortisol and other hormones that had just gotten you to this event. It's finally happened, it's over, and now your body needs to release it. So tears are important. So let them flow whenever your body needs them to flow. Let's go ahead and we'll go on to the next one. I love the Superwoman stance. If you're not doing the Superwoman stance every day, I definitely recommend this, because it is a natural way to increase testosterone in your body. We don't need a lot, like guys, we just need a little. And it's one of those hormones that really tends to deplete, because our body's not making as much DHEA from our adrenal glands as it used to when we were younger. But we can actually increase our testosterone by doing the Superwoman stance. So just putting your hands on your hips, standing, your legs should be about shoulder width apart, and just flash that confident smile and breathe in deeply, hold that, and just emanate that Superwoman, girl. And just remind yourself that you are in charge of your life. You are the main player. You are not the backup actress. Or you are not the supporting. Yeah, you are not the supporting actress in your life. You are the main. You are the Oscar winner. So let's go on. And this is just a great thing to do, especially if you're on a call, you're just waiting, in line somewhere. I love it. And it's just like, whoa. And especially right before you get, on a call, or if you're nervous at all, getting that testosterone, that just brings bravery and courage and everything. So do you want to talk about the 3 body systems? Because it does kind of relate to your estrogen dominance.
Yeah. There's oftentimes we have either one or all 3 of these: liver, sugar levels, and gut, that are unbalanced. And we really need to fix, we talk about the 3 body systems, but the 3-legged stool is it's something that we really need to focus on and fix in order to have our hormones in balance. So
So the liver is really important. And when we did the 14-day liver cleanse, it really focused on helping our liver so it's not sluggish. So our liver has to metabolize thousands and thousands of metabolites, toxins every single day. And so one of the things that it does metabolize is our hormone metabolites, and estrogen is one of those. And if our livers, kind of get sluggish from dealing with all the toxins in our environment, and if you're ever using any synthetic fragrances or just cleaning products and stuff, then or drinking alcohol, it's focusing on that, and those estrogen metabolites actually go right back into your system and they don't get metabolized. And that's one of the ways that we run into estrogen dominance. So we want to make our liver happy, and and definitely being able to handle all of the stuff in our world, because we can't walk around in a bubble, and we know being in a plastic bubble is toxic too. So so just being aware, it's interesting, just that awareness of if you use Ziploc bags, are you getting them that are, what is it, PBC something, free. And if you're using trash bags in your kitchen, do they have some fragrance in them that may make the trash smell better? But again, you're just bringing those synthetic toxins actually into your house. So just really thinking about where the smells in your house come from. And I pretty much ours are essential oils in our house all the time. Here's a liver pack recipe. So there's both of the books, I think, talk about castor oil packs and how good they are. Dr. Marissa actually sells this nice little pack thing that you can use to put castor oil in and do different essential oils to help with that. But seeing celery seed on here, celery seed is it's a daily oil for me. And not only does it help support your bladder, your stomach lining, your esophagus, but it also helps your liver. And I put 1 drop in all my water bottles and then add another drop of some kind of citrus oil, and it's yummy, super yummy. Reducing sugar craving. So if this is a problem, if you are craving sugar on a regular basis, it's also a good thing to look at what is causing that. So you may have a growth of yeast or candida because they can only survive with sugar. And so if you have that growing in there, then your body's actually, because of that, is going to be craving sugar. And there's definitely some doing like the 30-day detox, essential oil detox can help get rid of that, but also really look at, reducing the sugar levels and replacing them, putting a drop of Slim and Sassy on your tongue, or taking the Slim and Sassy soft gels. So some people like the taste of Slim and Sassy, other people don't. So we have it in both, cases. I do about 10 drops of Slim and Sassy a day, just in my water, my smoothies, my coffee. And it has really helped, just reduce those sugar cravings. And it also has cinnamon in it. So it really helps keep your glucose levels normal. So they're not having these high lows and dips and running into, we don't want to have low blood sugar, but we definitely don't want to have those high blood sugar.
Just also keep in mind nutritionally that the more sugar we eat, the more we crave. So if you're the type of person that has, maybe a little piece of candy or chocolate a couple of times a day, just know that that's going to help, that's going to contribute to that, that craving.
Yes. And a lot of times when your body does crave it, look for something else. Look for nuts,
Yes.
yeah. And maybe even a piece of dried fruit, not fruit that has loaded with sugar, but try to get just dried fruit, or even, a real fruit like an apple. Apples are really great.
With almond butter.
Yeah, apple with almond butter, even a slice. That's yummy. Okay. Gut health. This is so, so important. So many of our hormones are made in our gut, are regulated in our gut, and our gut is linked to our brain. So when our gut is not happy, our brain is not happy, and we start having brain fog. We could get angry, depressed. There's a lot dementia. I mean, there's a lot of relationships between our gut and our brain. So, these are just some of the ones listed. And I feel like it's so important, and something that I've put into my diet is, besides taking a probiotic every single day and a digestive enzyme with my meals, is I incorporate probiotic food, so fermented food. And there's sauerkraut out there. I found a dill and garlic sauerkraut that I just love, and put it on my salad every single day. I found this drink called Gut Shot. So you take a little shot, and it's beets, and it has Himalayan salt, but it has fermented beets in there, and it feels so good. So I take a little shot of gut health in the morning and in the evening. There's other drinks out there that are natural probiotics. So look for different things that you can do to address your gut, and then also staying away from foods that cause inflammation. So white potatoes, white flour, obviously white sugar. And know what your gut can handle. I can't handle spices, so I am not a hot Mexican spice Thai food. Yeah, my tummy does not like that. So I just anytime we go out, or when we ever go out to dinner again, I'm always on the mild side. But any other dietitian good things?
No, you covered. That was good.
Okay.
I have a quick question. Are you intending to do a screen share? Because all I'm seeing are the 3 tiles. I don't see the slides.
Oh, you know what? You brought it up, but it didn't. We didn't share. Thank you, Catherine. Here we're sharing all these pictures. Sorry.
I thought, yeah, I sent you a chat. I sent everyone a chat, and I thought, they're not reading it. They're involved in their presentation. So I'm sorry to interrupt, but
I'm glad you did. So go.
Me too. I did that too.
See, we can't see the chat when we start sharing our screen. Yeah, so just pick that, and then down there. Okay.
There it is. Thank you.
Okay, now you got to clear your screen until you see it. Or just bring it up again, or bring up the Zoom. Bring up, where's your Zoom? No, not that Zoom.
Can you see?
Are you guys seeing the gut health screen?
Part of your presentation, it's got all the stuff around the top and the left side.
Okay, so then go play from current slide. Okay, now do you just see the gut health?
Yes.
Okay. Yay. Well, thank you.
Yep. All right.
We learn these new things.
Yes.
Okay, so here's a couple things that are really good for gut health. The peppermint soft gels are really wonderful. It's something that like usually once a month, I'll take one of these and just take one in the evening. I know some people who do a peppermint soft gel every single day, and it has really helped reduce inflammation in their gut, especially if they've been dealing with gas or anything. The Zendocrine soft gels, these are another one that you can take on a daily basis, or you can, do them twice a day for 10 days, once a month. But I've had a lot of really great success with the Zendocrine soft gels because they're the detoxifying. So I do them on a regular basis just to help get toxins out of my body. So they're super helpful, and they're also part of the 30-day essential oil cleanse. Okay, so just I'm going to kind of keep it on this slide, and I want Lachelle to talk a little bit about estrogen dominance, because again, when we're cycling and our hormones are doing their normal thing, and then we get into perimenopause and they're totally fluctuating, and then in menopause they're really low, but we still are, our body is still making estrogen from DHEA and a little bit of progesterone, and we still have some testosterone. But when we get into too much estrogen, because again, our DHEA is, our adrenals are making estrogen, but we don't have enough progesterone, then we run into this estrogen dominance. So I'm going to have Lachelle talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So in the book, Overcoming Estrogen Dominance, she wrote this really fun way of looking at how we can understand or better understand estrogen dominance. And she wrote that dealing with hormonal problems is like dealing with a bad romantic relationship. She said there are 3 things that can happen or be going on, but you may have one, you may have more. But the first one is too much of a bad guy. That is the estradiol. That's an antagonistic estrogen. So we don't want too much of the bad guy. And then there's the ugly breakup. The unfavorable breakdown of estrogen results in too many harmful, dirty estrogens. So we want to, keep that in balance. And then the third one is unbalanced partners. So, some relationships have unbalanced partners, and that's when progesterone and estrogen are not in balance. They want to be the perfect couple and be in balance.
Yes. So let's go to our next one. So she talked about the harmful or dirty estrogens, and there are actually 3 types of estrogen metabolites. So if you get a Dutch hormone test, it actually looks at 3 different estrogen metabolites, but these are the 2 main ones that we talk about. And so the 16 alpha one is when we have estrogen metabolites that go down what we call this bad pathway, and these could be caused from synthetic perfumes, different fragrances, your skincare that may have parabens and other toxins in it that act as xenoestrogen. So they actually attach to our estrogen receptors, and the estrogen metabolite that comes out is this 16 alpha. And 16 alpha has been linked to breast cancer and ovarian cancer. So we really do not want, we don't want to have more of this. But the 2-HO is considered a good metabolite, and so it's good for the body. So again, having these in balance is what we want to look at, and the only way to know that is to actually get the Dutch test, done where it measures, that. But one of the ways that you can really help have a lot of this, or more, I should say, of the 2-HO and keep the 16 alpha low, is by consuming those really good green leafy vegetables. So broccoli, Brussels sprouts, carrots, spinach. All of those really help your estrogen metabolites go down that good pathway. And then there is a myth going around the internet that lavender mimics estrogen, and no, it does not. So I just want to kill that myth. Mythbusters here.
Yes.
No, it does not. I want to talk about the citrus oils as a great way to lose stubborn weight. It's not the only way, so it's just doing citrus oils alone won't do it, but it definitely is something that really helps because and lemon is one of them, wild orange, tangerine, clementine this month. I've been loving my clementine, using that. Lime is another one. So all of these, they really help with our mood. So really help lift our mood, help with mental clarity, that getting rid of worry, I say. And they also get into our fat cells and break up those petrochemicals and toxins. A lot of times when our liver can't get rid of toxins, it stores them in our fat cells. So it's a great way to shrink those fat cells. And it just tastes, yummy, and it's good just to put in 1 drop or 2 drops, per cup.
Mm-hmm. And also, making sure you're aware of your mindset. We all have self-talk that goes on in our heads, and it doesn't mean we're crazy. But we want to be aware of our thoughts, because if we're saying negative things, we're going to have more negativity and all of that. So really keep tabs on your own thoughts and your self-talk.
Yes. Okay, let's go to the next one. Clary Calm. Catherine raised her hand. Yes.
Yep.
We can see that. Thank you. Go ahead, Catherine. Did you have a question?
Yes. In one of the BOGO boxes, maybe not the last one, but the one before that, there was this wonderful oil called bergamot mint. And I think it's a mint, but does it have any benefits in that are in the context of your presentation? I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, it is. It's interesting because it's called bergamot mint, but I don't really think it's in the mint family.
Oh,
No, I don't think it's in the bergamot
no.
family.
So yeah, it's a flower. But it's really calming. It's really uplifting. I'd have to look at the bottle to see if it's if you can take it internally, if it says supplement on it. I love diffusing it. It's it's on my desk to just throw in my diffuser. And plus I love just inhaling it. So it's very calming. So again, anything that is calming is going to be good for our hormones. So yes, good question.
yeah, it's Mentha centrata. And I'm actually holding the bottle and I'm trying to find the
So underneath the name, it'll say essential oil or it'll say essential oil supplement.
it says essential oil.
Okay, so it isn't one that we're going to take internally.
Okay, thank you.
So we're going to just smell it. We can put it in our lotion. We can put it on our body. I would have to look up to see if it's sun sensitive, because I know bergamot is very sun sensitive. On a day like today, it's kind of gray and cloudy, probably not a problem, but I always want to be, if you are going to go out in the sun, make sure that you're not putting an oil like the citrus oils, because some people's skin, so not everyone, but some people's skin can be more sensitive. So you can take them internally, you're not going to have that sun sensitivity, but if you put it right on your skin and go out in the sun, you can get, your skin can be sensitive to the sun and get a sunburn. So you always want to be careful with those. So Clary Calm, during our 14-day cleanse hormone reset, we were using this 3 times a day, and I had always used it in the morning. But it made a difference actually using it 3 times a day. And so I put it on my lower abs, like across one ovary, lower abs on the inside of my ankles. And then I put it on my wrist and smell it, sometimes even on my neck. I was just bathing in it.
Yes. I know. I actually ran out of mine during the cleanse. And I had to borrow some emergency.
Yes, emergency Clary Calm. I had an extra bottle. But yeah, it is. It's an incredible. There's 9 different oils. They're all hormone balancing, and it really runs into that. Not only keeping the hormones balanced, but keeping that cortisol under control. So it's not hijacking other hormones. Okay. So here's, and I want to talk about some of these. So this is from Dr. Marisa Snyder's, her essential oil hormone solution. So she came out with that book first, and then just released the essential oils menopause solution. So she's got some great ones in here, and even in even her newest book, she has some the hot flash spritz. And so this one is 7 drops of clary sage, 7 drops of peppermint, and 5 drops of geranium in witch hazel. And she doesn't say how big of a container, but I would imagine, probably 4 ounces, 2 or 4 ounces. So, so that's, one way, and you can just spritz it on the back of your neck, on your decolletage. I always have a hard time saying that. Or wherever you get, hot flashes. So it's a good one. And then you can use the same in a cool down roller blend. So just putting it in a roller bottle and using a carrier oil of choice. So she's got some great blends in this book also, but her top 5 oils for hot flashes are peppermint, clary sage, geranium, bergamot, and lavender. And all of those are in except for peppermint. The others are in the clary calm. So peppermint's a cooling. So it's definitely, if you need to cool down fast, peppermint is your oil. And any of the mints, will cool down. So if you like, spearmint more than peppermint, you can definitely use that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, especially when it comes to hot flashes, is there's not one thing that is going to solve hot flashes. So it's important that it's really a systemic and a approach to it. So taking the proper supplements is first. So you really have to give your body the nutrition. So a daily supplement, a multivitamin, making sure that you're getting at least 400 IUs of vitamin E. So look at your supplement. If you're not, you can add that. Getting at least 400 milligrams of magnesium oxide. She has an essentially whole hormone balance to reduce hot flash and stabilize blood sugar levels. So I know Lachelle's taking that, and that has really helped. And then doing, either her 21-day hormone makeover plan to really detoxify your liver and support that healthy hormone change. So and whether you do it once or twice, a year, but it's something, it's kind of like changing the oil in your car. Your car is still going to run, but when you change the oil in your car every so many miles, it's going to last a lot longer. And it's the same thing with doing, either a 21-day or a 30-day type of cleanse to reset those blood sugar levels, support that liver detoxification. And then again, if you're having hot flashes, using the essential oils and keeping the stress down. That's really good. and morning green smoothies. So this has made such a huge difference. And it was interesting because I used to just throw everything in and then turn the blender on. And Marissa suggested, putting in all your greens. So I take a big handful of greens, throw it in the blender, and then I use a cup of water and a cup of almond milk, and I blend that first until it is a liquid and all the greens are mixed up. Then I add my protein powder.
Fiber.
The fiber, I use the doTERRA fiber, some frozen fruit. I love blueberries or frozen strawberries.
Frozen cherries.
Frozen cherries are really good. You can get organic frozen fruit, and it's, to me, that's just so easy to do. And you want to use organic, so you're not, bringing all those toxins back into your body. So make it easy on yourself. And then I add lemon sassy and, and then another citrus oil. So lately it's been wild orange or clementine.
And I typically add the lemon sassy as well, but also the tropical blend.
Yeah. And then I put in half an avocado. So the avocado is great because that's giving you your fat. So you got your protein from your protein powder. I like the pea protein powder, the vegan one from doTERRA. And then putting in the half of avocados going to make that meal, last longer. So I can drink that. I make it the night before, and then I have it for whenever I'm ready to have my breakfast in the morning. It carries me all the way through until lunch. So super, super easy, but giving your body those greens first thing in the morning is so good for your gut, and it helps give you energy throughout the whole day because you're feeding all of that bacteria in there. You're giving it some really good greens, and it's super happy. So it gives you energy throughout the day. And again, it's helping balance all of those hormones. So I'm a green smoothie believer now.
Me too.
So and then doing some type of timeout. So whether you want to sit and meditate, whether you want to just sit and listen, maybe have some reflection or journal time, but making sure that you're doing that every day. And it doesn't matter what time of the day. Sometimes I just lay in bed in the morning and just reflect. And other times I just take my horse out for a walk and let him eat grass. And I just stare at him and just and look at the birds and try not to think about work or solve any problems or change the world. But just let my brain relax. So, just having some type of meditation is really important. So that's her recipe for hot flashes and night sweats, and just it is a focused approach to it. We talked a little bit about some foods that hijack your hormones, but also natural sweeteners will do that too. Not natural sweeteners, fake sweeteners.
Artificial, yes.
Artificial, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, so artificial sweeteners will hijack your hormones and really make things worse in the long run. So, try and stay away from these foods. One of the recipes in the Overcoming Estrogen Dominance is a buckwheat bread.
Oh,
it is so, and it's so easy. Oh my gosh. So buckwheat is naturally gluten-free, and it literally has 4 ingredients, I think. So it's just buckwheat and water. So I got buckwheats from our little health food and soaked them, I think, for 8 hours or so. And then you have to put them in the blender and kind of blend it up just a little, still kind of chunky, put it in a bowl, and then it needs to rise or ferment. So it's a natural fermentation for anywhere from 12 to 24 hours until you start seeing some bubbles in air come through. But it needs to be at like 72 to 76 degrees. So with, unless you have a really warm house or it's a warm day, that can make it kind of hard. So I keep like watching the weather because I want to make more, but it was so yummy. And then caraway seeds was the other thing. I think it had salt and caraway seeds. So really easy. And it just made one loaf and kept it in the refrigerator, and super, super yummy. So it's just become one of my replacement, because yes, I like bread, but bread doesn't like, my body doesn't like bread, and it definitely doesn't like, gluten. So and then we've talked about house skincare products. So these are just some different things that you want to avoid, because we don't want to have our skincare really hijacking our hormones. So, okay, so
Okay.
that's the end of that.
Catherine
Has a question. Here, let me stop sharing so we can.
So when it comes to mineral oil, I want to come to a specific thing in the kitchen, and that is when you have cutting boards that are made of wood, and I thought, oh, just olive oil or some oil, but it turns out that some people recommend mineral oil. It's not going to get into the food, but if you use a vegetable-based oil, it can go rancid. And I'm just curious as to what your thoughts are. And I realize I just saw that slide and I thought this might be an interesting.
I actually have a wooden cutting board that I've had for probably 15, 20 years. Never have put any oil on it. So I wash it. I put it in the rack so it, drains, so it's completely dry, and I've never oiled it. So that's kind of my.
Yeah. Do you know which wood it is? Is it
That's a good question. I don't know. My aunt gave it to me, and she painted this really cute duck on the other side. So I just, I have it, but I mean, I would use, you could use a fractionated coconut oil or something. I don't know. I would think it would, get in, but again, I just wouldn't want to. You don't want to put mineral oil, obviously, on your skin,
right?
It ends up forming a barrier. So that's probably why it's good for wood, because it forms a barrier and it doesn't let the moisture get out. So it's, so maybe it stays, moist or something. But but otherwise, I have it's not plastic, it's made of something else, cutting board, and that one, I clean it on a regular basis, and then probably every 3 months or something I put a light bleach to just make sure that I kill anything in there, and then wash it afterwards, and make sure it air dries for a long time before I use it again. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So any questions? Did you have anything else that you wanted to share from that book?
No.
Okay.
Except all the great recipes.
There's a lot of great recipes in this book, and she's got pictures. So they're all in the back. Yeah. So she's got these like beautiful pictures of everything, and she's got vegetables, she's got meat, she's got dressings, smoothies, all kinds. So just, I think, to fit anyone's lifestyle, it's, lots of different things to choose from, but I'm just having a blast cooking in them. And then so does Dr. Marissa, also has a bunch of recipes in hers. We made a lot of these things during our cleanse, and it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun just to try some new recipes and, substitute cauliflower rice instead of the grain rice. The only thing with cauliflower rice is know that if you get it as cauliflower rice, you either have to freeze it or you have to use it right away. it does not keep. So it's kind of nice to get it all cauliflowered, but you need, so it's all ready to use, but you definitely need to use it. It's not something you can put in your refrigerator and use it in a week. But you can also get it frozen, and you can get it organic. And so, but yeah, I even got my boyfriend to try cauliflower rice with the recipe. And I think she had us put some onion and some garlic and some black beans or something in it also. So it was good. Super yummy. So any other questions?
Since I didn't see, I think Lachelle probably showed that book. Can you show the cover of that book?
Sure.
It's okay. And the author is, you mentioned it on, I'll listen to the replay.
Yeah, so
yeah,
Magdalena. But if you just it sells on Amazon, both of them. Overcoming Estrogen
Great.
Dominance. Her name comes up, and she has a lot on her website, a lot of information on hormone balance. So that is her main thing. Her story is incredible. The same with Dr. Marisa, and how her hormones were all hijacked, and basically her doctors, said she wouldn't, have children, and she's got a little boy. And so she got her hormones and everything and Hashimoto all under control, and has this beautiful, healthy, little boy named Kingston, I think, or something like that, or Kingsley or something, but he's cute. Yeah. So anyways, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.